Yo, what up?
Black people, I love you, and I love you enough to tell you, you ain't ready to revolt shit. You don't feed yourself, you don't hunt your own animals and slaughter them, you don't prepare for your own meat, you don't own your own land, you don't have a seed going in your window. So when you think about revolutionaryism, and you think about fighting and dying in the street, you ain't shit.
Killer Mike said black people ain't ready to revolt. It's a disparaging marriage and he ready to elope. Maritime coastline, deep V hull boat. Crack a nose turned up, machete to your throat. The divine snatched the arm back, she fine, she in Zinga. Moroccan mercenary got a line on Moringa. Ask Chief X to swing it. Go fund me to rock a new car or build a school like I'm Dr. Umar. Nah, go fund some more guns, banana clips and cannabis, and bury it, the jackal, Anubis. I'm cool, keep them heaters and I'm in tie in an abyss. He ain't rapping due to libations, he just channeling this.
Hands down, you ain't ready to oppose nothing. You are as a part of this system as any white person gentrified.
I'm on life. Hovercraft propellers over swamp water. We make the thoughtful think they should have thought harder. Be aware of this. Don't blink, there's only one blunt between the careful and careless. It's hard to face it when you need a shrink or a therapist. Mental disorder ordered them to label you a terrorist. I breathe elements and I found the secret. We could all walk on water if it's ground beneath it. I carry my weapon and keep my trees, and still be Hotep and ask Tariq Nasheed. 6 in the morning I greet my seed, then do everything I think I need.
I have to say this because I know our spirit and our emotions get stirred. I'm not against nobody on the panel. I'm with everybody on the panel. I'm not diametrically opposed. I agree with everything my brother said about revolutionaryism. So let me ask you guys a few questions. We're in the South, we're in the heart of the South right now. Who fishes? Who knows how to fish? Hands down. Who knows how to hunt? Let's hands. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down.
Yo.
Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt?
Peace. What's up, y'all? All right, email me at casual@hieroglyphics.com. Send me that beat, it's all good. Let me see. Play this last tune and then let's get right into it. Yeah, and I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Alright, it's getting kinda dirty in these YouTube streets. The Amin Ra squad, God thinking you dudes weak. Islam or Judaism, where you learn what you dudes teach. The West African rapper slapping with that voodoo speech. All that sub-Saharan terror about a kufu feet. I'm like Norma, the agricultural farmer that grew you wheat for the storehouses. We feed the Hebrews and lead the people when we defeat the feeble. They wanna know polite rip me off, but Sonetta paid me my money though. That mean he 100. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Nubian with the Jews, I rock the pinky. I think Jesus got to save me. A doctor save me, a Dr. Inky. I cop the copper jewels on blue and red. I'm not the chakra doctor, y'all claim woke. But you in bed, you won't pop a chopper, you Grandmaster J. You just talking. punks turn the other cheek and you will walk away. Y'all gon' have to pardon my Moorish. That's to Harker Bay. I'm on that black African power on my darkest day. And that's my brother Ankh stomping them other punks. We brought them gators to Italy, you loving the Moors. And now I'm teaching from my shrine like brother Jabari. Scope in the savannah cause I'm on another safari. Tasha K showed us Frank record. Young Pharaoh just losing his mind and y'all can't help him. I know one thing, you're a fool if you're still out here donating to Umar school. That shit through. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Look. You showing your hidden colors like Tariq Nasheed. A bunch of pseudo information I don't think I need. Probably lying on the text, ask Divine or Zion Lax. Just get that microphone ready. With Metal Netta, I'm Stone Jetty. A Ujahu, a Saw Imhotep. Y'all probably timid still on them Bobby Hemmett teachings. I'm in Gozy with the DNA. Cats corny and it's killing me too. You talk that black shit, but you look Arab like Gorilla Hebrew. You need therapy, they telling me just chillin', be cool. I'm a magi archer, you a sad guy talking. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So what's up? So we were discussing Kemet with the people determinatives, you know, and the three strokes. And then I've seen this video, I think it was this morning. I'm glad that the conversation is being progressed or whatever. But I've seen this video. It looked like I watched it like to this, but I just skipped up, was trying to see when I would see some slides or something. And then I started seeing that, I guess their response to the reason why it could not mean black people in this instance, which I'm not proposing anything rigid. Like this is definitive and it's 100%, you can't get around it. But they kind of like propose the opposite, that there's no way it could mean that. And I'm noticing they ain't got no real new reasons why. It's the same old reasons. But those reasons aren't supported by scholarship or primary text. It's just another thing that they know more than us and all the other scholars. So right now is what we're going to analyze for a minute will concern the use of a suffixed s to say her, hers, its. So let me show you, and we'll deal with this. Right? So if we find an S, like, let's make this bigger. When we find an S in suffix of words like this, it lets us know it's like a feminine third person, maybe. Hers, you know, her. It also could be like its, right? That's when it's suffixed on a word. Now, if you go Uh-oh. It ain't gonna let me change the end. So let me go. If we go, right, and then go over Z2. That can mean they or them. Still in the third person. It's third person plural. They, them, right? Their. It's not mine, it's not yours, it's theirs. Third person, plural. So what do we have here? Let me write another S. Now, just notice these are, well, I should put it on a different line, maybe. So we can trip off this. Now, so again, if we just got this S, we shouldn't be thinking plural. We still should be thinking third person, feminine. Hers, her. You can say it, it's with this too, right? But the problem that some are having, and the reason why people don't like you analyzing primary text, or they probably don't analyze enough text to know things like this. Sometimes this top one, sin, not sinu, but sin, it may appear just like the bottom one and just look like an S. Right? So you might, now, as I discussed this phenomenon with Chris, he says it occurs more in the late period. So we're gonna listen to a bit of what Asar was explaining in part 2 of his Seated Man video, and then we'll discuss this.
The noises that you were hearing is a young man with special needs. So that's exactly what it is. So I'm not at a Muslim mosque. Y'all funny, right? So so the instance of Kemet with the seated man and seated woman and the plural strokes can be found in the hymns to Sesostris III from Dynasty 12 and in what we call the Kahun papyrus, right? And so here's a transliteration of the text, and here is where you can find the text. So remember, if we go all the way back, we're just talking about this text here. So what we're reading were the two instances of Kemet with the seated man and woman glyphs is right here in the text. So this is the primary source, right? So now we're transliterating, and then now we're going to translate that section of the text. So it says it was after he had ruled Kemet.
Well, I got a problem with this already. Asar. Again, whose translation is this? It always happens. But I just want to know who translation this is. Last time it was yours, so I assume this is your translation.
So this is the word heka here for rule. This is a little past tense suffix, and then the third person masculine suffix here. So ruled he. So it was after he ruled Kemet, and after he had put Desheret in his company that he came to us. It was after he had protected the two lands and after he had pacified the two banks, which is the word Idibwi right here. So this is Tawi, the two lands, and Idibwi, the two banks. So these the word Ta and Idib have the dual suffix we after it. So that's why we say the two lands and the two banks.
One thing we notice here, hold on. If you read that text and you think that
Egypt and the desert, first of all, that's a problem. The desert is in Egypt. So that's not a problem for Asar because he understands what I'm talking about. We agree on this. That's a problem for Egyptology to say it was after he had ruled Egypt and after he had put the desert in his company. Jeshurun is part of Egypt as we know it. So right here, they're proposing that the desert is not a part of Egypt. Because it says after he ruled Egypt and he put Jeshurun in his, put the desert in his company. So that's easily established that they messed up on that, but they're just trying to force it. But what we should notice is they're not talking about the same places over and over again. Meaning when they said the black and the red, that's one thing. He ruled the black and he put the red, let me see, on his horns. Abef. Right? That you can translate that to in his midst. That's why you got in his company. But look, next it says it was after he protected the two lands. That's another geographic notation of upper and lower. Right? And then he pacified the two banks. So now we go to the two banks of the Nile on the east side and on the west side. These is all different spots. So later, when some people, different kings come in and they read old text and they want it rewritten for some, we will see the black and the red called Tawi. But here we should just note that they talking about these like all different angles of his domain, and they're not just repeating it over and over.
That he came to us, it was after he had caused Kemet, so to live. So cause to live he Kemet. And after he removed its needs. So the needs is right here, this word shnewu, a shanawawa. And then this suffix here, s, is the feminine suffix because it's going back to the word Kemet right here, and it's the word Kemet here because it has the feminine t is the reason why this suffix here is feminine, right? So now the way that this passage is worded lets us know that it is talking about the state as a political entity and not the Nisbi adjective form Kemetiyu,
Hold on,
those of
stop.
Kemet. This is supported by the
Now, see, y'all be thinking everything is high. I'm not highly disagreeable. But I need y'all to see what Asar is saying here because later we don't need people to be able to, and he maintained this. I'm not accusing him of being one of the flip-floppers, but he maintained this and understand what he's saying. This is not a commit to you, right? So this with him and Ujahu, this is not a commit to you, right? So then it's not a nisbah. It's not a nisbah. So it's not the relational adjective dealing with that people have been arguing. You see? I'll let him read it. And then we're going to see. So this is where I tend to agree with the author. And then I'll show you where I don't really agree with the author.
feminine t is the reason why this suffix here is feminine, right? So So now, the way that this passage is worded lets us know that it is talking about the state as a political entity and not the Nisbe adjective form Kemetiu.
What I agree with is not talking about Kemetu. I disagree that it's talking about the state as a political entity. We really don't have that. Man, I was the first one to show y'all from the hieratic. Stop playing. Everybody be watching my videos, go get an update, and then try to act like they was on it like that when they do a new video. But, I mean, I exclude, I'm talking, look, you ain't seen that shit in hieratic before I showed you. SOT 12 I'm talking to. Golly. Like, if I don't got that hot on my desktop, then you tripping. But I'm not going to entertain you because you always behind SOT 12.
Those of Kemet. This is supported by the fact that Kemet is used in the same manner as all of the other political locations in the text. The names Desheret, Tawi, and Idibwi in the original text does not employ personal determinatives. Furthermore, after the second sentence containing the word Kemet, it refers back to the word Kemet by means of a third person singular feminine suffix pronoun s, it. If it spoke about the people, we would expect sin, their, they, them, not its.
All right. Now let's stop there and just see. I don't understand. So now let's find that text right back in the text corpus. That's why I'll be like, who translation is this? Because if you don't let us know, then it's hard, you know what I'm saying, to... Now here we go, look. In the text corpus, say I'm doing some type of magic. Y'all see the S at the end right here? See that, right? Let's read the translation in the text corpus. He has come after he has revived the inhabitants of Egypt and removed their, literally his, SC Egypt, distress. So I don't know why they put literally his, because the Tsar's right about that being feminine. Nevertheless, they know something we don't, right? Because why in the text corpus does it say there? Right? Exactly. I can't understand this, Peter Bag Juice. It's something about the word there in the text corpus when a SAR is saying that, oh, it wouldn't be its. First of all, this is just who translated it. If you use a translation that says it's, then you're allowed to mount this argument. But if we go into the text corpus, we'll see, as we were illustrating, sometimes a sin will appear like an S. And I didn't make this up. When we go to the text, they put removed their, literally his, Egypt's distress. What ain't in parentheses is Egypt and removed their distress. Now, is that a discrepancy? So, first of all, just know the fix be in when cats teaching you something and they using their own translation and they don't say, this is my translation. I'm not saying you won't find it translated as its. I'm saying we need to know what's going on here. So what we should be examining, because we can easily substantiate that sometimes, and again, you can just go back and look at my old videos. I can pull up the hieratic to this hella easy, right quick. Matter of fact, see how long it takes, SOT 12. No, I want to keep a SAR video up. So hold up. We'll see how long it takes to pull up the hieratic to that. All right, you going? You on the clock? SOT 12, is you timing me? You so. Like, this is an easy video game. How long did that take? This is an easy video game y'all got me playing. How long did that, was that 15 seconds? It couldn't have took 15 seconds. We've been shown this. Right? So what difference do you got, South 12? Now that you see it in the hieratic. Cats be tripping. So look, first thing you notice that, okay, contrary to what Asar said in the video, right here, the text corpus transliterated as there, right? Now, how is this happening? Well, what we could examine is, we know the phenomenon that occurs that sometimes glyphs are omitted, and you might see an S and think it's just an S, and it works better as a sin than we might equate it as a sin and not just a suffix S. The sin would give us they, their, or them, right? So again, most grammarians know that in a later time period, they will just write the S for sin. But we need to find it around this time period to be able to say, okay, well, this could be the case here. Well, the scholars must have already done that because they put there. So he's debunked already by the text corpus, because we ain't ancient Egyptians. We don't know what they said. So all you going off is what one body of scholars say versus another one, right? Or your own independent knowledge of the grammar. And if your knowledge of the grammar did not allude to you knowing that this could possibly be a sin, and you don't have a really strong argument here, let me illustrate it. So we can start going through some of the texts and looking for some of these cases. And I don't know, I mean, I pulled up a lot of things, so let me look at why I pulled this up and save this. I think it was I was reading into this text for something else, or maybe further down this page. Because I just was doing some research and stopped. Here we go, right here. So now, this is the type of occurrence that I'm citing, where we only see an S. We don't see the text. We can't see the glyphs here, so it's hard for me to use this one. Let me find one where we can see the glyphs. But anybody can see that they're saying that in the Old Kingdom that they see an S here, but they're saying there was an N that was broken off. So this is not what I'm trying to look. You need to see an N, the N in parentheses and not in brackets. All right? And you find it often around this time period. So like right here, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I had this page open. So you see this S right here in the text? They know that this is not really an S. They know, they calling it a sin, right? So they're saying, okay, this don't just represent a woman. It's representing they, them, those, these. And so they say the provided. I'm trying to get that. Because we got whore, sin. Right? And we know this is just, I know we deal with her all the time. It can mean more than what they're showing us here. Right? But it's like upon them or whatever. We'll find plenty of instances where, here go another page, where they're using that S to say those and them. And it's not just limited to, here's another one. But they're using it inside the venerable ones. They just said the venerable ones walk, because they went all the way to this amaku thin. It really says Amaku S. And if we let Asar tell it, this could only mean, look, 6th dynasty, by the way. So this is, we know it's a phenomenon that occurs more in the later period, but we clearly can see here that just because it's an S at the end, don't give you no argument to say that, oh, it's no way they could be talking about them because they referring back to it with an S. Everybody see this S right here, but they got an N in parentheses, right? Which means they know it's a sin and not just an S. Now let's keep on. Let's look at a few more just to know that this ain't an isolated case. Here's another, but that N is broken off. That's different, right? You don't want one where the N is broken off. You want one where they didn't write the N. And so it's just to illustrate that if we are going to have that type of a discussion, and hold on one second. Okay. Let me see. I pulled this up. And what was I guess I pulled it up for the same reason, but I was pulling up other things for different reasons, and I don't see that here, so. Yeah, so, I mean, just to be fair, we know certain glyphs get omitted, and the scholars chose to say there in the text corpus, so I wonder why we mount an argument against what the most accurate qualified scholarship says. If it's not qualified, like if they ain't got no source for that, then I understand. But I'm showing you all the different places where they did that at. All right. Let's read this just because I just came across it. No more Asians will be allowed to descend into Egypt. That's crazy. Now, that was just crazy something to see, but look, I'm gonna go back to that video. So now let's hear how this argument sounds after seeing use cases of that S actually meaning there.
Suffix here is feminine, right? So now the way that this passage is worded lets us know that it is talking about the state as a political entity and not the Nisbe adjective form Kemetiyu, those of Kemet. This is supported by the fact that Kemet is used in the same manner as all of the other political locations in the text.
So I don't think it's talking about the state, and the glyphs don't indicate anything that is talking about the state. The glyphs put people right there.
The names Desheret, Tawi, and Idibwi in the original text does not employ personal determinatives. Furthermore, after the second sentence containing the word Kemet, it refers back to the word Kemet by means of a third person singular feminine suffix pronoun s, it. If it spoke about the people, we would expect sin there.
So if it would have spoke about the people, we would expect sin. Again, how did the text corpus transliterate that same exact text that he's talking about? They put there. So is that an admission that they're talking about the people? Well, he probably has to disagree with how the text corpus translates this. You see what I mean? Let's do this again from the top. Let me show you. We're in the corpus. We're just going to go right back to Kempty. I'm going to go down. Hold up. Make my page smaller. Egyptians, right? It's going to have 6 or 7. We say 6 today. It's about to change to 7. 7. See, look. All right, now look. Here we are. Again, I'm just showing you that the text corpus contradicts what he's saying. he has come after he has revived the inhabitants of Egypt. That's why they're saying he is talking about people and not a state. But he's disagreeing with this in order so that we can't have an argument to say that it means black people. But everybody can see the clear disagreements with the scholastic sources. There, it says there right there. But what is he teaching? He's teaching this.
So now the way that this passage is worded lets us know that it is talking about the state as a political entity and not the Nisbe adjective form Kemetiu, those of Kemet. This is supported by the fact that Kemet is used in the same manner as all of the other political locations in the text. The names Desheret, Tawi, and Idibwi in the original text does not employ personal determinatives. Furthermore, after the second sentence containing the word Kemet, it refers back to the word Kemet by means of a third person singular feminine suffix pronoun s, it. If it spoke about the people, we would expect sin there.
Okay, so the scholars put there, so that let us know that they have a reason to believe that this S is a sin. Now, that's what I'm saying. As you write them and ask them, why did they put a there here? And why is this contradicting you directly? That's crazy. All right, now I need to know. JJ, let me know if you see there on the screen. Do you see there on the screen? Just let me know if it says there. Do y'all think I made this? If you was doing your homework at a university, you have to come to the text corpus. This is the translation you're dealing with. Dang. Like, seriously?
They, them, not it's. So if they were talking about people, right, like you can interpret it as the Egyptians, it would have said there, they, but that's not the case. It said it's, right. So it's talking about the entity, Kemet as an entity, Kemet as a nation, Kemet as a country.
See, again, we're being too rigid with our translations and we just have to loosen up, as I just demonstrated.
Right. And I added in the text that the personification of the land is conveyed earlier in the text. See, what people don't realize is that the nation itself under its many names. So remember that Egypt can be named Ta, it can be named or Tawi, Idebwi, and Kemet, amongst other many names. These are all different names for Egypt. And so they already earlier in.
That's true. And that it's even more true at different time periods. But is less true at the time period of scrutiny. At this time period, they wasn't saying those things to say the same thing over and over. And maybe he don't understand that. Like, they was not saying Tawi at this time period to talk about the red and the black. You don't find that too much. Not in this time period. You find that later. The word Tawi was one of the first ways we know about a unified land of Mehu and Shema, Tashemahu. But acting like Idebwe wasn't just talking about the two banks, and then later, yeah, it was Egypt. But we got to be particular too about this time period we talking about, right? And so they would say the two banks, then they'd say other parts, and they would say other parts. And if we take all 6 of those parts, you see what I'm saying? Then we would be saying that's the totality of what we consider Kemet today, Egypt today.
In the text personified Egypt by the word Ta. And so the personification of the land is conveyed earlier in the text when it states, Inej her ke ha kawi rau, hel ka kara. Her in Necher Keperu, our Horus, divine of forms. Mikta Seweshet Taresh Wu F, protector of the land, extender of its boundaries. Since the land ta, which we see right here, which is in the original text, is masculine, the masculine suffix pronoun f, its
So
that it
he put
refers
all this
to is
into that,
used.
and this already been debunked.
So this is why the grammar is important, because
So that, and then that's why you can't be fooled just by somebody saying the grammar is important, because they have messed up on the grammar, and it'll be illustrated. You can't just be rigid and just, if a S ain't working, you have to ask yourself, is this a sin with an omitted N? And again, I got evidence that that's what the scholars did, because their translation contradicts exactly what he's teaching. Remove their distress. Therefore, the there could be a body of people. Now, what I want to see addressed is the fact that you don't sa'ant, and I'm going to use his wording because it'll even be better. Right? A polity of people.
is
Hold on.
that entity and not the Nisbe adjective
A
form.
political entity. We could go through, we did all the way up into this same text yesterday. The use of the term, the phrase, the NF, right? This phrase before Kemet right here. Let me show you. It ain't getting no bigger, so. Sa'ank NF. Sa'ank NF. He has cause to live. He is in living. He has brought life to. Right? You don't Sa'ank F political entities. Now, Chris said at a later point in time they do, but I'm still waiting on that source. Right? And I'm saying they never Sa'ank F anything but living or things that were thought to be living. Like they might Sa'ank Ma'at or Sa'ank Ra, or they going to Sa'ank human beings. This is why the grammar is important. They're not going to Sa'ank F nothing that is a political entity. Now, up until this point in time in the annals of ancient Egypt, again, you know how terminology grows and use cases grow? We went through I could just skip. I don't even remember what page we stopped at. But every time you see Sa'ank NF or Sa'ank NE, somebody bringing life to something, it's always some people. The first use case in the text corpus is I have provided for the poor. Are the poor, I don't have to ask these, najes, right? That is a low class of people. So they just translated it as the poor. You always Sa'ank NE, Sa'ank NF, people, or things thought to be people, like natures. What you don't Sa'ank F is no building. Now later, one point in time, I don't care. You know why? It's because I keep my research inside the time period of scrutiny. You trying to tell me if somebody did something at 2500 BC, but you found another person using those same terms did something at 1200 BC, I don't care. That's why it's too later. The first person didn't know nothing about that. Right now, we got words that people used 400 years ago that meant the exact opposite. Not even 400 years ago, man. You know, you could say everybody used nice means dumb. No, nice don't mean dumb now. But it comes from etymologically meaning easily fooled or whatever. Something like, stupid. So we don't care when it's outside of the time frame of scrutiny. We go before the time frame of scrutiny and then find how it's used then and then right around in this time period, not no 600 years later. 600 years before. And even as much before as you want. It'll help you get a meaning of what it meant to them in their time period. I provided for the poor. I'm not doing all these. I did them yesterday. Y'all can clearly know I'm going to get up to about where we at in the text. And we're going to see how long after that it takes for somebody to say sa'ant to a political entity. And I know y'all looking, but y'all can't find them. All of these, we went through all of these, so we're just going to skip till we get to the text that we're looking at now. Simro set the third, right? So if the goal is to correct history the right way and if this is at least on to something right, then what's the goal of the people who kind of trying at all extents to make sure it don't appear to be correct? Like, keep them textbooks the same. That's their goal. Let me see. Oh, y'all see every time I go by the way, I'm just reading too slow, but I already checked all of these. None of these is going to be, they're never going to sa'ant anything but a human, but we're up. This is the Papyrus Kahun, right? Now, this is funny because they just be analyzing one thing. And they always be like, you really need to. But in actuality, they don't be doing that. I want y'all to see. I'm going to go down. So this is say Stella Des Bed. Right? Now look. This says medical text Papyrus Kahun. Now, one thing you should know about the Papyrus Kahun, and you'll probably hear people repeat this on other shows, that's where it was found, right? And it was found in 2 sections. And it's a bunch of stories on this papyrus. Papyri, because it was broken in multiple parts. Right? Now, it was one finding, it's called Gurab, G-U-R-O-B. Gurab, right? The other finding is Papyrus Kahun. Now, what the cats who ain't looked at Gurab don't know, they still stuck on this, is that it's so many Kemus, Kemets. Now they about to go do a whole show and be telling y'all, oh, look this. But just trust, this is where everybody learning it right now. On the other, and I'll put it all the way up and show y'all it. This text actually used Kemet, Kemu, and Kemet for completion, and Kemu with a question mark, whether it's what is it talking about. All the scholars put a question mark next to it. Hella times. I ain't giving no thing, no number. But a lot of times, so much that you'd be interested, and I encourage anybody on either side of the argument to go look at that. There's a lot of mistakes people will be making, and we've been training ourselves not to look at these completion Kemets as anything that can do with blackness. Nevertheless, in the same text, see, when the term is used in the same text, it's the same mind. We could probably assume that it's either the same author, maybe the same group of authors, Or, but if it's one short story written on a papyrus, probably written by one author. That means that we're getting his knowledge of the stuff. Yeah, we're getting his knowledge of the happy and living the Kemet. What's up, Chris? That's what I'm saying. I'm arguing right here. It says Sa'ant Kemet. And so it says the same thing, but I'm arguing that that's not a group of people. I mean, that's not a political entity, like he said. It's not a state. I'm saying that that's a group of people. But yeah, thank you for putting up the source because I was looking for that. Let me see. Now it says, this is the same text. It's just a different part, right? And this is talking about the author wrote Sa'ant to revive a human being or to keep somebody alive, right? This is not the same text. This is Mentuhotep, same time period. Sa'ant NF, is it going to be a political entity? I nourished every man. So I hope this case is clear that is abundant that when they say Sa'ant F, at least in the majority use cases of it in the time period in the text corpus, it's always a individual or a group of individuals. And they never refer to like a country. Now, he says Kemet is, we'll look at that, Chris, because obviously it should be along these lines, right? But I think it's, again, like what I was observing, it may be too far removed from, because that papyrus is going to occur a lot later. You feel me? And so that's just what I'm saying, especially when we at 100% right now. So this is what I mean. Since the inception of this phrase, Sa'ant NF, up until this papyrus was written, 100% of the text in the text corpus was either referring to a living entity, like a person, or something thought to be a person, like Ma'at or Ra. So if I find something anomalous later, one or two texts, I'll address it. But we do statistics. Here they go, Sa'ant and another man in the papyrus Kahun. So this is the same text. They bring in life to a man. Y'all understand that? That means the author, when he wrote Sa'ant, he was thinking, okay, this deals with life, the life of people. Sa'ant Za, that's another giving life to man right here. Same papyrus. So then why when he go down, why when he start talking about a group of people, as they did write people, is it not going to be people anymore? 12th dynasty. What to say? I am one grade of meals, which grade of catch, who sustains. So I'm pretty sure they got that sustain for hunger, because here go hunger. Her cares, just like hunger now, kind of crazy, right? So he sustained the hungry. Now, we're going to get up out this 12th, 13th dynasty, and I ain't seen the use of the term Sa'ant for anything else but people. So why, when we on the Papyrus Kahun, should we entertain it like that all of a sudden he talking about a country and not the people that make up the country? Like, come on, man, I'll cut that out. He has brought life to Egypt. Egypt don't even exist. And at that time period, that wasn't the whole country. Like, that argument won't fly. We could prove that at that time period, that wasn't the whole country. Here you go, Sa'ant and some more people, right? Bringing life to more entities. Oh, now here's another thing. If that entity is deceased, then they want to perpetuate that entity's name. You feel me? They want to perpetuate that entity's name. It's still the same thing. May he be kept, may keep your name alive. So they might Sa'ant Renef. But notice we getting into the second intermediate. We are still in the second intermediate. We ain't went nowhere. But they still, I looked over all of these with y'all yesterday, and nothing has changed. It'll be hard for me to just pull it up like that, Chris, but if I find it, if I have a way to find it in the TLA, you know I'm going to look straight at it. I'm not mad. I want to see. And I don't think like just having one instance weakens anything. You feel me? You got to be having data like this. This is overwhelming. All right, look. Now here go one. No, they're going to, no, they sunk his name again. Right? So that's not one. But you're not going to sunk a city. Look, all of this. I made monuments to myself in my city when I rebuilt the halls and columns, which I found in ruins, when I raised it with new columns, inscribing in my own name, when I revived my father's name on them. That's the Sa'ank, his father's name. So that was the contest of Sa'ank something. It ain't about, now, here we go. He has come after he has Sa'ank Kemet. Now all of a sudden it's supposed to mean to them, they like, after all those renditions we just seen, when we come across this one, we just supposed to think this ain't people no more. This is just Egypt. Right? Now notice this. The text corpus agree with me, but they just arrive with it at different conclusions, but at a different way. Because look at what they say. Inhabitants of. That's some people. So they just trying to say that this is a Kemet to you. That's another argument. Nevertheless, they agree, yes, he's talking about people because they know you don't Sa'ank F no country, no ground, no land. Now, let's look. Now, Chris say something's going to contradict that, but in the same text, they're giving life to the nobles. So this is what happens in this part of the text. He gives life to the divine class, which is the people associated with black, right? And then he gives life to the commoners, the Reketi, on damn near in the same sentence. And then this is a different text. But have y'all seen any of these that where it was talking about countries, cities, or buildings, or anything other than people, or things perceived to be people? Let's try this one. It's a brand new one. Here's the Sa'anku. Is that, well, that ain't. So this looks, oh yeah, they put it over here. Okay, look. So you don't see right here, you don't see no S on here. I don't know. They got an A. They spelled out the Ankh all the way. And so they didn't even got the causative S on it. But they still say it's a Sa'anku, right? To revive, or to somebody got revived after they were buried. This gets redundant. So if I can find that one, see, cats like to use a lot of one instances. Like what I observed today when I looked into that Kemet, man. Now I was saying it might be 3. Now I'm gonna take that back. They got 2 instances, and I won't mind being proven wrong here because I want more information. But they got 2 instances that they form in this theory about repairing off of because of the N23 and the N36 canal glyphs. I searched hard for more instances of those, and they just don't occur. So I would love to see the other ones. And then I'll be like, thank you. All right, now look. This the one you talking about, Chris. Because this says Aunt Kemet right here. So you said, let me see what text you said. I got to go back up on the screen. You said Papyrus Chester BD5. But this is the same story you talking about. I think, or you can say, no, it's not. Let me see. I'm like, what makes this different than the one that I'm saying? Now we see, they see Aunt Kemet. The Kemet is broken off here. It says, happy comes forth from the earth. And it says to bring, and who comes to revive Kemet. What part about that? Is this Yeah, you say yes. So what part about this? Yeah, this will go right with what I'm saying. But you might have an instance where the Kemet isn't broken out, but they're saying that the Kemet is broken out here. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. To me, this helps to prove my point even more because now we know that they're not talking about, well, the Kemet is broken here in this rendition. When I scroll down, there may be another rendition, but we can't know if they. I know. Well, let's presume it's an 049 there. I'm still arguing that. How does that change this? You saying he talking about the whole nation there? Oh, these are people. Yeah, I do think these are people. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you say these are not people. Okay. Well, we got to find the text that we can. For some reason, they Kemet is broken off there. I thought you said these are people, but that little heart glyph was on top of the knot. Oh, no, these are people, Chris. You tripping. But the glyphs ain't there. So one thing, let's say two things. I think we like, let me see. Let's see how many dynasties we go. Let's see if we pass the time period mark. That ain't in the same time period. We know that, but let's analyze this anyway. Now, you say these ain't people. Soon as I scroll up in the text, they talk about nothing but people. Let's trip off this. And I'm going to go up as high as I got to go. I mean, dang, do I got to go to the whole top? Behold, I sent you in the way of the God and the King. It is so that Renenet of the scribe is on the shoulder on the day of his birth, or on the day in which he is born, literally on the day of he is born. When he reaches the gatehouse, the court, or the council. So far we talking about people. Behold, there is no scribe who does not have food, right? So it ain't no scribe that don't got food, consisting of the goods of the palace, the flourishing birth goddess, Mesechenet, of the scribe, Mesechenet, who is assigned to the scribe. She places him at the head of the council. So far they're talking about people, Chris. Let's see what happened. Praise God for your father and your mother. Thank your father and mother who have set you on a path of life. You must pass on to your children's children what I have shown you. Okay, this is why we should be reading these texts. Pass on to your children's children what they show you, y'all. Now look, the worship of the flood god, happy. Now y'all would have been happy if he was the mud god, huh? That's why I was saying, I told you it's all about the water. Well, let's go here. So they talking about you must pass on your children's children what I've shown you. What have he shown them? He's shown them the worship of the flood god, happy, right? Happy, oh happy, who comes forth from the earth, who comes to revive Egypt. Why can't that be the people? They talking about the people. He telling him, look, tell your sons what I told you about the Nile flood. It comes to revive the people. Now show me the context where this is like it's coming to revive the dirt. Oh, greetings, oh happy, who is hidden in form, dark in day, for whom his followers sing. His followers are singing, Chris, because they happy. All right. Because the show ain't happy yet. We got a suspenseful keep reading. Let's see if that be a dud. All right, let me see. Oh, all right, let me see. Oh, greet happy who irrigates the pastures, marshes, and Ra who revives the livestock. So what is it saying? That the sentence before, when they was just talking about Kemet, ain't talking about the people? So is this it? I made it too small so people can't see. So is it because, now when I make it big, I know y'all seeing what's happening. Part of the text is covered up. And so that's the part we're trying to read. Trying to get that fixed. So is it because it says, happy who irrigates the pastures and the marshlands that Ra created to revive all livestock. Now, sa'ank is the word we scrutinizing, and it say revive the livestock. So you got to click the link. Because in this text, it don't say sa'ank the land, just like I was saying. Now, y'all can look and see if it says sa'ank the livestock or the land. Or sa'ank awut nebet. Bring life to all livestock. Now, let's look at the use of sa'ank right before this. This is supposed to be the attestation where they sa'ank the land. Remember, that's what I was talking about. So when they use the term sa'ank, right, it says sa'ank kemet, just like the one of scrutiny. And so you're saying that this kemet is the land because of what? Because happy came forth from the land, who comes to revive kemet. I'll say that you have a plausible option, but that does not say that the kemet here is not no people. Because if we know how sa'ank work, and even in the same text, he goes on to sa'ank something else 2 sentences later, and it's some more people. So I'm looking at the term that follows sa'ank. Like right here, it's all broken off. But look, sa'ank, awut, nebet. 1 sentence later, they use the sa'ank. Okay, yeah. If the papyrus, it has the 049. That's not, I'm not arguing that because I still think there's plenty of renditions with the 049. That's part of my argument. There's plenty of renditions with the 049 that don't mean the land. You know that's the argument, Chris. That the 049 refers to the people that make a town. So that's part of that argument. Yeah. So let me show you, and we discussed this, so I want to see how we confused on this. Let me show you. Look, all we got to do is open this up. So I got a source for everything I'm talking about. Like, it's not like you don't know where I'm making my argument from. And so maybe some people don't remember. So let me show you again. When we look at the coffin text 189G, that keep closing every time I open it. So let me go into Canva. We got us the same sentence where Kemet is written with the 049. And we already came to a conclusion, Chris, that they was talking about the people in that instance. So what are you doing right now? Tell me you switching up. Because I know that's for a fact. That's like, wait, not on tape. But I got good confirmation from you that there was nothing to do with this besides, say, Kimu, and the other rendition on the other side say Kemet. So I'm trying to figure that out. I think I got it on this. And I would like to hear what Wu and others and Asar got to say about this. Now, in light of what you said if you look at the papyrus, Kemet has the 049. Well, if we look at spell 189G from the coffin text, it also has 049. But we see other renditions of it that we see other reconstructions of it where, as far as we concerned, the 049 ain't fitting in there. And Kurt Seth said in footnote number 1 that it is a Uchik here. So we discussed how we have a rendition from the perspective of the ancient Egyptian where they seen Kim U to be synonymous or the same thing as Kemet with the 049. So either you just saying things, you feel me? Because I know we talked about this. So if you agree on this text that, okay, these are trying to say the same things. And in one instance, they put the 049. In 3 instances, we possibly have a Kimu. And in another instance, we got a Kemet without the 049. That these all could at least be meaning the same thing to the person who was trying to do, or to the, these two are in the same casket. These two are too. And this one is in its own. So between these 3 artisans who was writing the same sentence, they seen a Kemet with an 049 to be interchangeable with Kimu, 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 unless these ain't chicks at the back of a Kimu, and Kemet. So that's what's having me be like, how you saying that? So what if it got an 049? This one got an 049 too. But we know they talk about the people because of the grammar of the sentence. Right? And furthermore, we got a PhD linguist who told us that that's 100% correct. And I got his quote right there on the screen. So I don't know. But now, see, that's what I'm saying. This the same thing, Chris. You gotta feel me. You at least gotta see how my confusion. How can we argue here that this 049 is it could go for talking about the people, but the other one means something else? Gotta be consistent. We have to be consistent. But I feel you though. And you got the you got some of the most well-qualified scrutiny. Because SOT 12 just be messing up. Right? Excuse me. SOT 12, you just be messing up. Hold on, y'all. I mean, so I'm glad that you know the grammar's so good and that you are one. You see what I'm saying? Like, because I be feeling like, well, if I can't see your logic or if I can't see what I'm saying, and if it's being outweighed by the primary attestations, then it kind of gives me a clue that I'm on to something. So this even is this line, even though so much of it is omitted, that you led me to, is it actually leads more to what I'm trying to say, Chris. Because look, it says, greetings, O happy, who irrigates the pastures and the marshes, right? So they talking about the land. But watch what they say when they start talking about living things. Ra created to sa'ank all livestock. So this analysis was simply like, what do they sa'ank? And in this instance, it says sa'ank kemet. I could easily take this text and show you how all these other sa'anks in this text is people, and show you that they're talking about people here too. That's how I feel. But you know, this ain't my first time reading this text. Maybe the first time reading it to question this term, how they're using that phrase or that term sa'ank. Right? But notice, we ain't gonna ever get a sa'ank tie like I was saying, and we ain't got it yet. Because they don't. So let's keep, I want to get back to what I was talking about at first. That when that term occurs, we still have not found one where they're talking about a country or something. So they bring life to people. Yeah, we was on the same page, but we are on the same page, but you feel me? He's just helping make sure the argument is correct. Like, we ain't trying to diss out no BS regardless of pages or whatever. So if he sees a problem in something, this is welcome, yo. It's not welcome. I'm just myself, and sometimes I sound different ways, but I ain't mad. So now, where we at? We're going to keep on investigating this since we got that far. I won't take it too much further than this because my point has been proven. We up into the 18th dynasty. This is far beyond the time period of scrutiny, and they still, even with our best try right there, it was a dud. They wasn't sa'anking nothing but the people. They're not going to do that to no country. Now let's keep looking. We'll find the sa'ank. Where it goes? Sa'ank F su. So it says that he will let live, you know, whom the gods wills that he will let live. I'm one of those gods who want to let live. Another remedy to revive the vessel and refresh the vessels. Now this is a medical tech agent for vascular treatment. Feel me? So we messing up that sa'ank. And wring their neck with that one. Because the text corpus is on your side. You don't do that to nothing that's dead. Now y'all can finish. It's like 200 to go through. But this is what I'm saying. If they're going into late Egyptian and shit, language starts to change. And the way you look, they sa'ank the Reketi right here. So these is a class of people, right? But they say all the people. But this is a class of people who kind of like was like some northerners in the Delta. But later it becomes just mean a class of people. So I think that point is abundant and clear. All right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Go back. I need to go back. I need to go back because it didn't say that in the text, Chris. I'm about to go back. So you can't get that one. I ain't letting you get that one if it don't say that, bro. It gotta really, really say it. Now Chris is repeating that happy sa'anked the land. He's wrong. Either he's wrong or I'm wrong, and we'll be at the bottom of this in about 2 minutes. Because we just read the text. Happy sa'ank Kemet. And you trying to say that that's the land. So that's not applicable because the term of scrutiny is Kemet. So you got to prove how Kemet mean the land right there when I'm showing you every other instance besides the one that you're trying to cite. After sa'ank is some people. So you got work to do to prove that Kemet there is the land. What Happy came forth, it said he came forth from Ta, and that was the land, but he sa'anked Kemet. See? So Kemet is the term of scrutiny. So you're not using the term of scrutiny. That's like defining a word with a word. You using the term of scrutiny to prove the term of... That means you ain't got no cases where sa'ank... Yeah, you might as well throw up the white flag, Chris, because you don't got no cases where sa'ank actually refers to the land. So you trying to use this one that it says Kemet, and this is the term we are scrutinizing. So basically, you switching to say now that Kemet mean the land then. If we be really meticulous, there's always a term that falls after sa'ank. Not no place else, not close around it, in front of it. After sa'ank is what they're bringing life to. If after sa'ank it says Kemet, it says exactly what it says on the Cahun Papyrus. And on the Cahun Papyrus, it says sa'ank Kemet, and we see people. On this, so now all the evidence is against you. Because you even agree that when we see this Kemet with the 049, oh, you got more, okay. I should open up the chat. But we getting too far out the time period, Chris. We in the 18th dynasty, right? And it still ain't happening. Look, oh happy who comes forth from the earth, who comes to revive Kemet. Every other instance Kemet with some people, so why it ain't right there? Now let us continue after that. Look, sa'ank all the livestock. Happy gonna irrigate the pasture, which is not Kemet, and he's going to sa'ank the livestock. So I hope we understand in the use of this term. It's kind of like nothing we've seen is in the favor of your argument. He was looked at after was Sa'ant, took care of his life. So you have another one now, but for the last 10 minutes, we was talking about that one. I'm just keeping it a buck. Kemet can mean city, a black city, right? Because of the people that's in it. So he, especially if they Sa'ant it. Because as we see, we can demonstrate no instance where they Sa'ant a city. Have we came to that yet? I'm still looking for you, bro. Look, he is accustomed to give the learn. That's why they don't like the TLA, I see. Because it prove it. Here goes Sa'ant F. Su. They bringing life to him. I'm going to open the chat in a minute. But it's overwhelming here. So if anything, we all knew the term Ankh, right? So look, we learned a little bit today because I don't know what Rod did, but I'm going to open the chat in a minute. We learned a little bit today, at least in the text corpus, up until the time 12th dynasty, the term Sa'ant was always used for living entities or entities thought to be living, like Netchers, right? It was never used for a city, a polity, ever. Always used for people or livestock and stuff. Now we're outside of the time period of scrutiny. We're up into the 18th dynasty and ain't nothing changed. Look, they still quickening the people, which quickens all the people. That means to bring life to the people. Don't let nobody, man, check this out. You convinced me hecka good with right knowledge. I ain't convinced because I know you smart. You got to be building like the way I'm building. I don't even really want to know what nobody know. I want to know what people can prove. Right? Like, look, he saves millions and makes millions of lives through his eye. So he creates life through his eye. He's still making life with that son. I don't really care. Yeah, you know, I need to see what people can prove. I mean, this is just an onslaught. I think why do it be turning out like this? I will cause him to enter the secret cave to bring life to or to quicken the heart of the weary-hearted. Man, it's never, no, the weary-hearted, the secluded by in the foreground of the West. Man, come on, man. They're not going to know dang ground. Now, I'm on page 8. You can pick up from there. This is Amenhotep II. They still ain't did it. You got like 30 more pages. But the whole time period we scrutinized, I don't care. Come with the 30th dynasty. Look, they Sa'ant the land in the 30th dynasty. Fine. Right? But around, them people was dead that we talking about. And they still Sa'anking the Riketi, the people. So I hate when I have to just over and over keep going because cats don't see what I see. So I'm just got to show you. You might need to see more of this before you're convinced. So I'm keeping going. Where they going to stop Sa'anking people? It says, a spell to raise up the transfigured in the realm of the dead to revive the Ba. The Ba is his spirit. His soul is thought to be a living entity. Just like I said, they ain't going to do that to no country. Like, oh, here go the borders of the Sa'ant. This means to keep alive the name of the one. Man, can you say I be right sometimes? For he wins, let him live in the egg. Look, see? For he winned, not wins. All right, now let's look. Now they might be talking about something. Let's see. Let him offer a funeral sacrifice of bread, beer, cattle, fowl, and every beautiful and pure thing for the king, son of Cush, Merry Mess, justified by him who gives life to the name. Man, I ain't giving life to nothing but names and stuff. You tried to take that one Kemet and then flip it like a two-side coin. That ain't no two-side coin. He bringing life to the people. He gives life to all small livestock. All right. Is it over now? I'm about to put up the link, but I think this is redundantly over. God. We ain't even, I mean, we about to be in the, what dynasty? Tutankhamun about to be born. They ain't even said that yet. If they don't say that before Tutankhamun born, I'm stopping looking. We was all in Peppy. Man, we all at the time period.
Recording in progress.
King Tut. They still ain't said it. I'm cool. I ain't being fooled. Let me see. Allow participants to unmute themselves. Oh, but that was a good one. Let me see. Put in the waiting room.
Recording stopped.
You know what? When you get to, you go start saying everything out loud. Man, that was about the people. And the SAR S was tripping with his S. Y'all feel free to hit the link. We're going to keep on looking at the TLA for a minute. Right? Let me close this. Oh, did I close it out? Here. Feel free to hit the link. Don't trip if you're busy. But I'm just going to keep on looking at this. All right. So what did we learn about Sa'ankh? Let's look at Sa'ankh. And what did we learn about Sin, S, and Sa'ankh? First of all, the main thing we learned is whenever we talk about this stuff, we have to pay fine respect to the time periods we're talking about. We got to. Yeah, I mean, well, they got to show instances where you don't, Pan-African James. And since we looked at all of the instances in the time period of scrutiny, I mean, they just threw, bruh. They threw-ski. They threw-ski-palooski. I ain't even tripping. They ain't got nothing to say. So look, even Chris is well versed. He ain't no, I don't think he's taking sides in the argument. I look at somebody like him as very useful to help me make sure that I don't fall flat on my face. You feel what I'm saying? And so you gotta have people around you that ain't gonna be a yes man and shit. So that's why I like Chris's input. Sot 12 used to be like that, but he started falling off. Because you started taking your side in the matter instead of being objective and just keeping me tight. You feel me? Sot 12, you start like choosing. And this is just my perception. So we're going to put an N and an X over an X. So that's the term we've been talking about all day, right? Most of us is familiar with that glyph. It's an ankh. It means life. But since we're reading from left to right, let me share the screen with your brother Reggie. What's up with brother Reggie? Whenever your mic ready. Shit. I'm over here. I think we should keep looking at Sa'ankh, son. So y'all familiar that with this ankh right here? Reggie, your mic is not working. So y'all familiar with that ankh right there? And they just spelled it out with the two phonetic complements. So this just says ankh. The reason why we're saying Sa'ankh is because they have a prefixed S on it. Reading from left to right, we say Sa'ankh. Now, we just got through examining all the use cases. No, not all of them. Up until about Amenhotep II. All the use cases of this term Sa'ankh, right? And what we notice is after Sa'ankh, in every use case, they were referring to people that can be enlivened, that you could bring life to. So then when we go back to the one that everybody hyped about, Sin Rosette, when that ain't even the one we've been scrutinizing lately, if we go back to that, And we've been painting this out, but every time I paint it, it don't be saving. We're going to see the people on Kemet right after Sa'am. Now, y'all just seen over 100 instances, maybe, where right after Sa'am, they was bringing life to some people. This is all in the same time period. Why do they propose that all of a sudden that this is the only time that they're saying Sa'am about an entire nation ever right here? So look, here go the Sa'anks. Y'all see it? We just spelled it out. Now let's show it. This is where they start Sa'anking, right? They go Sa'ank Kemet. Can't you clearly see they talking about people there? But they want you to think they not talking about people there, even though they wrote people there. So, hey, whatever. It's cool. We too grown that we ain't gonna convince each other or nothing. All we need is primary sources. And we're not talking about Hakah. Hakah is the one where you might see them Hakah some lands. We know about all kind of Hakahs. We talking about Sa'am down here. So, Brother Reggie, your mic working yet? James, should we keep going to see how long before they Sa'am some land or not? See, I looked at that last night, Chris, because I was like, hold on, hit me off, because we was trying to talk about Sa'am Ta. Oh, y'all can't unmute. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I must have messed that up. Hold on. I messed that up. Hold on. Let me see. I fixed that. I was wondering why y'all wasn't saying that. Allow participants to unmute, right? Yeah, where y'all at? Y'all can unmute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know you were like, what the hell going on? Yeah, peace, man. It's like this is the let me let the elder speak. I'm gonna mute out, let Brother Reggie speak. Peace, Brother Reggie.
Thank you, Pan-African James. I don't have much to say. I think the TLA will help us with the attestations to show that Essant means exactly what Smash Rockwell says. And I also would ask the people to pay attention that ta with the canal does not mean land at all. So the ta with the canal is not referencing just the land itself. So if you go back and you pay attention to that, you will see that it's a ta with a canal, a dike or a canal. And
so these right here, basically, because there go two of them, Tawi.
Yeah, but the other one, the one where that you was originally showing, that
up here.
So this is our rebuttal. No. The previous essence that you were showing from the TLA.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can get it up.
You go back, you're gonna see. So they're talking about the water portion.
Oh, you talking about the one we was looking at in the hymn to the Nile or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, I went farther than that, a few slides. Let me see if I can go back to it.
So what happens is that then we do have to pay attention that reference to the canal, the watery, is there. And then if we go to the famine text, which talks about the twin carets, right, where Happy lives, right, in this place that he in fact lives, then it gives us an indication that they're not talking about land, because Happy lives under the carets of the Blue Nile and the White Nile. That's where Happy lives, at least in the famine text. So for them to act like, not Christopher Wizards, he just keeps us straight, right, and pushes us. So I respect Christopher Wizards, but for anyone else trying to say that meant the land or the earth, it doesn't definitely say that.
Yeah, if Chris tried to stand on that he gonna take his first L. You feel me? If you try to stand on that after all these use cases, I know he's a logical man. And if the only one you're trying to demonstrate where it refers to land is of the term of scrutiny, like you can't show where it refer to land in no other use
that's
cases.
gonna be kind of wild.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
But it does right, but it doesn't. It just look at it. That's not straight land. It's land with it's a particular area where there is some water connection. So and they are talking about really when they talk about happy, where happy lives, and all you have to do is pull up the famine text to actually to see that, even though it was written in Ptolemaic times, it gives a lot of information about the Old Kingdom. So I don't think I think
I agree with side 12 that a reference to a canal does not have to be a reference to land, but that's what you're saying, right?
yeah. It's not directly, it's more nuanced.
Now look, this I came across the first one. Now I was waiting. Amenhotep III. So we got how many dynasties till we finally find somebody say they about the Sa'ant Tawi.
Was that the 18th dynasty?
No, well, yep, right. Yeah, that's the 18th dynasty. Told you it was gonna be till Tadak Ahmed was born. Didn't I say that? I wouldn't. I just guessed. But look, when come down here, I see one. Let him live in the egg. No, it's gonna say Tawi.
Yeah, but still.
No,
Yeah.
so I think I'm right. Here we go. Look, Sa'ant Ra Sa'ant Tawi. Right? What this say right here? 11 dynasty. I mean, I said 11 dynasty. Amenhotep III. So
Yeah, it says commands in all people with the glow of the crown of the mouth. So they're talking about the people, the livestock.
Oh, I say the people right there, yeah, but I have to give them.
Hold on, man. I'm gonna slow down, Smash. I'm trying to get this right here. What's going on? So it's saying Sa'ant, but it said the two lands, because we see that right there. But then it says and the people. Now, where do the people fit in?
That don't even.
Oh, okay,
it say
band,
all
right?
people. It say all people.
Okay. So, but they still so I don't see nothing wrong with blessing your land and the people in the land.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. We strictly analyzing the grammar use cases.
Yeah, but you're blessing the land. You're blessing the land because of the people, not.
But yeah, exactly. But to be clear, we want to find Sa'ant Ta, and we just found Sa'ant Tawi, which is what we trying to look for. You see what I'm saying? Don't try to pop up after.
Here go the man.
Hey, look, don't try. He gonna try to pop up after a Sa'ant Tawi.
Right on time.
After a Sa'ant Tawi popped up. Hold on. What's up, Chris? Your mic. I don't know if your mic right. No, you can't pop up after. Yeah, you muted now.
You have to unmute your mic.
And you get a foul for popping up after the first Sa'ant Tawi pop up.
Yeah, flag on the field.
Yeah, yeah. Now we hear you.
That's why I told you. That's why I told you to slow down.
That's a flag on the play. But because look, you come subbing in the game right when they think you score or something. You know what I'm saying? You can't sub in when you think you score. But look, this is the deal.
That's why I kept saying slow down.
But look though, Amenhotep III. At least I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm with that. If you want to say later, I always maintain because we know how the language changed. But we as far out from how you say something in English as like Old English. You know what I'm saying? Amenhotep III to Senroset is about the same amount of year, or maybe even more, than us to Old English.
And you know what? And I do remember you saying that, but remember, I never said Sa'ant wasn't used for people. My argument was that, and then I mentioned the Amarna period. I was trying to tell you that they use it sometimes to live in. When I say the land, like for example, when the Aten and live in the land, if you go on to read further, it's every living creature, and every creepy crawly animal on the land.
It's
You're right.
living
You don't,
things, though, right?
live in inanimate stuff like dirt and stuff like that.
So they still maintain that they Sa'ankin living things, but as far as the grammar is concerned, they say ta first. And so if someone wanted to qualify that, I would accept that. I'm glad it falls into the time period that I knew it would, because nobody back then was saying that like that. At least I ain't found it like that. You feel me? And
right. Yeah. Living things that can be animated.
Yes. Chris is always.
But you still disagree, though, Chris. But you still disagree that the Sa'ank Kemet and the Sinro Set is about people, even though it got people there.
Yeah, but in that one, the reason why I keep going back to the city with that one is because when the happy floods, it does enliven the earth. I mean, it brings life, it helps life to flourish.
Yeah, we with that. I'm with that. I'm definitely not taking that away. But they said that first in the text. They said happy comes forth from the earth,
right? And
then he enlivens, so he bringing life to the black people, to me, or the people of the black, or Kemet, or Egypt, whatever. But
the livestock,
he ain't bringing. Or do you definitely know he ain't bringing life to the black silk, or do you argue that?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that black silk thing. Yeah, no, it's not the black silk. Right. I'm not talking about the black silt. Even though silt is used, right, in muddy water, right? Well, I mean, we do know, forget about Egypt, let's do geography, right? We do know that silt.
Yes, right? Definitely. Okay. Yes. I'm not against none of that. I think they just overstated the relevance of it. And they kind of like, just like some people be like saying the ancient Egyptians knew. Now, I don't want to offend nobody, but about atoms and quantum mechanics. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I'm saying maybe they had some hints to it, but bruh, you going too deep. They didn't have no way to really, equate things to that. But again, I know some people say that is true. But notice that right after that, they went right back to livestock, and I'm just continue as we talk.
Yeah, no. Remember, I told you, even you're right. Even during the Amarna period, when they start talking about the atom and its rays reaching down. They start out general first and talking about the earth and the land, but they don't say Sa'ankta. You're right. They don't say Sa'ankta.
So
then they talk about, they break everything down in levels, of being and living. You're right, but you're absolutely correct. You never see something in living a rock or in living sand or in living, right.
Now we're in a later period, Amenhotep IV, and it's still Sa'ank Kemet. And so that's still the construct of scrutiny from Sinro Set now, to where it could be argued they still talking about revitalizing the people. But I mean, if somebody's gonna say no, I would like to hear their argument. I'm not mad.
I would also just add a nuance that as far as they go is the creepy things. So Chris was right by bringing up the creepy things, because that is as the insects, like the Kepra beetle, right? They go as far as that, but they don't go farther. They don't do what Inky does, right? Super anachronistic, like he's embarrassed himself talking to Tony Browder, right? Who Tony Browder doesn't read the Meta Nature, right? So but even Tony Browder was strong on a point of this anachronism, point. But no, they're doing a lot of anachronism. They're grabbing for air and aspirin and straws, right, for a fake point, because they're trying to sound authoritative. They don't read the text.
Well, I'll let somebody else say something.
Hey, Smash, I'm gonna jump back in, but later on, though, Smash, on the stele of Waseret, they also use Sa'ank kind of in the same flavor, but it's a lot. I'll just box it off and I'll put it in the back chat.
All right, that's what's up. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know how much periodization would matter in the ultimate. I mean, I think it's going to matter a lot when you place it. If you place your arguments in front of some scholastic board or something, who had to adjudicate these matters, they'd be like, how much is they gonna receive attestations from 400 years later?
Is Smash, is Christopher is Dr. Winneman talking to you still? He stopped talking to me.
Oh, I haven't mailed him back in a while. I ain't even,
Yeah, he stopped. You know,
Well, I think since he's on the team with what's her name, she probably said something. Don't holler at him. But me and him ain't had no, I don't.
I didn't have no problems with him whatsoever.
Well, maybe because me and his correspondences were monthly, so I wouldn't even respond to his emails until like the next month or something, and he respond to mine in the next month. So
Yeah, but it was heating up, and then I had this thing with Carol Cooney, who I still respect. I just disagree. I don't understand when she could say that I'm disrespectful in the tone when we're arguing information, right? Disrespect is when I disrespect her. I just disagree. So because I disagree, I'm disrespectful. I don't she would have read my paper and my work, she would have known I disagree.
man, don't even trip off them. I mean, I hope nothing, whatever, but I ain't, please. I'm not even tripping. As long as you maintained your respect, you should probably not think that nothing fruitful was really gonna come from that relationship. Anything, just a bunch of dialogue about things you know already, trying to convince them.
Yeah, I'm not trying to convince them of anything. They are defensive because that. But I'll let you continue where you.
No, I'm with you. You go ahead. You go ahead. I'm just looking at stuff. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, but I'm just saying, don't trip off. If that bridge fell down, so be it.
No, because I have other Egyptologists like you, and I shared my points with another Egyptologist who is a woman, right? And she said she didn't see anything disrespectful. She said it was a lively conversation. She just said maybe some other things were going on, but it was just examples. She made an example about how Egyptology is still proper and relevant, and how I said that there's problems with nomenclature, and that the Black land can't be substantiated, right? Because there's no attestations but anyway, so I only jumped in just on the Assange thing. So, another question before you go. Smash, in your book, did you use 12 point or 14 point?
Somebody said I went too small and went 11 by accident. I just used the standard. I opened up a book writing template provided by the publishers, and I used their template, but I think I might have accidentally clicked the font down once, because people be saying my font is small.
Well, then they complain if it's too big. So
yeah, I know. If it's too big, they act like you're trying to make your book longer.
Yeah, so I think I'm writing in 12, and 12, it could be 11 or 12, and so that the other thing is now another question. So now I'm asking Smash Game. This is the secret book public, because he's a publisher now, right? Self-publishing. So here's the trick. If you publish with Kindle, right? If you publish with Kindle, then Kindle is the publisher, and they have the right to reduce your book.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about that.
No, because I do. So the other thing is sending Amazon the books themselves, right? Then they can't change the price.
Yeah, that's true. But then so you gotta find a publisher that's making as much money as Amazon that's gonna be able to give you a rate as good as theirs. If you're gonna be making $10 a book or $5 a book in order to make it, not to sell it. You see, like when I was publishing my book, the reason why my first book was so damn expensive, it was because how much they charged me because of the company I went through. They wanted like $12 a book to make one. I'm like, God damn, how am I gonna get some money? I gotta double that. You can't get more off my book than me. So now I'm like, okay, it's baseline 24. But I like talking business too, and that's majority of what I like talking about. So we definitely could talk about that type of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I do understand this whole thing about what the books actually cost. So, but I'm gonna when I finish writing, I'm gonna send it off and see what rate they actually give me, because I don't really want to do it with Kindle. And then there's Digipod, and then there's another 24-hour printing company. But I want to get the books down to at least I pay like $3 to $5 a piece. But don't worry, nobody's in danger. I'm so far from trying to get this book in format and stuff like that, and finish writing it. So, anyway, back to thanks for the game.
No, I'm just skimming text while you and everything seems to be the same. I haven't seen nothing that broke out of it.
So basically, the study method on this particular
see, this ain't fair. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, in this particular situation is okay. I think they were trying to use something to try to say that it meant the land.
Nah, look at this, bro. It's over, man. So now they look how they're gonna switch up right here. You feel me? So this is a similar construct to Sa'ank. This
Holy
is
smoke.
Sa'anku Kemet, but this is Sa'anku Remech, right? But it's constructed in the same way to where we got the word and then the people behind it, and they bring in life to the people. It's clear to see that this one is they talking about the people because they literally say people. Now, if they gave a descriptive of these type of people, they do it in a couple of ways. They turn that people to the descriptor, or they add an adjective modifier. And I'm just saying, it looked way too close to Sa'ank Kemet when we see Sa'ank Remech. But we can understand Sa'ank Remech is the people, but Sa'ank Kemet ain't. That's cold.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, mathematically, that's not. That's what I was just going to say. You using mathematics to come up with your equation and doesn't require anyone's opinion. That's the beauty of this methodology you're using. So let's say if we found Sa'ank in F with the people determinative 99 times, and then we find it with the land determinative, I guess that's what they're using, or the 049, maybe 3 times, then it would be safe to say that they're probably talking about humans.
Well, look, O Horus, who gives life to the 2 lands, Sa'ank Tawi. So as far as we're concerned, this is the second time we've come across Sa'ank Tawi, and we already know, at least in the text corpus, it starts at about Amenhotep III, and we can confirm that. But this, we see the progression. Now they ain't, because it don't even say nothing about the people no more after this. It's like to the 2 lands, like you are Mantu over every foreign land. You feel me? And so right here, you can say this is a definitive one where they addressing it like the lands. Simro said the first. I ain't mad. I love that. It's still, it's right in line with some real research and not no fake research. Meaning that it do occur, and it occur out of the time period of scrutiny, just like it was predicted. They didn't say that like that back then. So we can find a lot of things where that happens. So now we see the semantic range of the term being expanded as time goes on, unless somebody got a better explanation for that.
Did you put Sa'ank in the TLA? In the new TLA?
That's what we in. That's what we. You can't see it right now.
Oh, I am so sorry. I'm gonna see it right now.
Do you see it, James?
Yeah,
no,
see it.
Oh.
You're looking at the new. You're looking at the new TLA. You've been going through it for.
Yeah, it's me. It's me. When I say going through the new TLA, it's just to it's just to search for Sa'ank itself.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at, Sa'ank itself right now.
All right.
And
So
we deep into it. We about page 10 maybe. Not
No,
that
you
deep.
might be about
Page
17
17, we damn near halfway through.
out of 41.
And
I
we
was saying
seen two
out
of
of
them to
all
the
these
land.
41
Yeah, it was
pages.
two of them.
So, and you're saying that it's starting to change
Well,
in this period.
well, we see two.
Or we
see
went
two
back
now.
to.
Let's see if we get to 3. You feel me? If we start seeing the frequency of it used to talk about the land, but it ain't like the frequency increased because we only had 2 use cases so far. Well, I didn't see it in here talking about no land. To revive him who was in distress. Now, oh my God. Hey, here go a checkmate. I love research. Guess what this is, Reggie? This is a checkmate piece. Because this say the exact thing this say. Revive him who was in distress. Right here.
Okay, let me go back.
And now we come here, but it say, I revived him who was in distress. So it's the same work of a sentence, but they just talk about one person here. In the other sentence, they talking about a collective of people. I need to keep note of this. I'm about to screenshot this. Got to have that. Oh, I need the source to be on the screen. Hold up. I need the source to be on the screen. I mean, I'm just, you see what I'm saying? Go ahead. It'll be good at what?
No, if the TLA allows us to write notes and stuff.
Oh, that would be a good one, huh? Conversations. They need to add conversations. So what just happened here? This might not be the one I was looking for. But I mean, hey, you know,
I think that was it. Go back up.
No, it might be.
That's it right there. Need I revive him who was in distress? One person.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the young teams giving them life. I mean, so we understand how Sa'ankh was used in the time period. Now we all up to Ramses. It don't appear to have changed much. How else could we figure this out? We gotta look through the text corpus. Don't let nobody make you think something wrong with looking through the text corpus.
Oh, just look at him. And if I want to look at him, I'll go all the way back to when he was in pool with Dr. York.
Here go the third one. You funny. Here go the third one.
That was wild.
Here go the third one right here. But look, who supplies the 2 lands with food, though? That's what I'm saying. Even though it says Sa'ankh Tawi, if we come up here, it say with food. But I'm gonna let this say they Sa'ankh the land. I ain't even tripping. But you know that food is for humans, but I ain't tripping. This we way out of the time period of scrutiny. You come bringing me a Ramses text to tell me what Pepe was talking about, I'm going to say you tripping. That's just like going to get a Ptolemy text to tell me what Ramses was talking about.
I see that Neb Tawi. What is that? What's up with that?
Or
the Lord, or no, yeah. Neb Tawi will be the Lord.
And there's something before that.
Sa'ankh Tawi, just Sa'ankh Tawi and nothing else. So later on, as we predicted, and as Christopher rightly said earlier, you can see that occurring. Man, I ain't tripping with that. And is that wrong?
No.
To not look at things in their historical time period?
You should, because the language is changing itself from Middle Kingdom to Late Kingdom.
Exactly.
So, of course.
And so I think that's a good, on top of the other things when we look at the text.
Man, I'm just trying to find a newest symbol that ain't associated with a tam. That's what I'm trying to find.
Man, y'all want to know something crazy? And I could bust it down right now, then everybody gonna start saying it on their shows. I should hit a drum roll or something.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear it because that's what I'm trying to hear. Like, where's the newest symbol that ain't associated with a tam?
Well, the first Kemet for a nation it go back earlier than the 11th dynasty. But here's the thing. It don't go back earlier too much in time period. It go back earlier in family. And I don't even know why this ain't in nobody books. Because when I was reading a book on that other Kemet, I'm like, why y'all ain't talking about this? So I had to go find out something on my own. And I'm like, hold on. Every arguments stay right intact, everything fully. But for the longest, we've been maintaining because of what the research we've been doing. And even not one Egyptologist I talked to, y'all, is ready for this right here. But we got it. So we're going to take that back 2 families earlier. But we're not taking it back too much in time period. Let me try to show y'all what I mean.
Yeah, that was wild what you just had on the screen, because it had 2 things that looked just alike. And I wonder if we was to ask them about the line that was up under the one that said Kemet, what would they say that was about?
They gotta say
that pot.
Let me show you.
That's crazy.
No,
like,
man,
you just showing
James,
that right there.
You're 100% right, and nothing's wrong with what you're saying. Right, you 100% right. Like,
it's right there.
I mean,
like,
it's in everybody's face. So here's the thing: we did this the other day, and rightfully Ujahu and Asara pointed out that they talking about places all at the top, right? Mm-hmm. But then when we get right here, we got an anomaly because they don't put nothing to indicate that they're talking about a place. They put some people. If we wasn't trying to outsmart ourselves, if they put people, they talking about people. It ain't like, I mean, God damn.
It ain't rocket science.
Like, God damn, when is that not the case? The only time it's supposed to not be the case because it say black in front of it.
Yeah, and they using it. Man, this is what's so wild about this. This is like some kid stuff.
So let's throw this.
They using actual pictograms. When you're putting humans in a position, that is these 2 lines right here. And then the other one says Sa'unk.
So now we've looked at Sa'unk so many times that we know it would be an anomaly for them. It'll be the 3rd or 4th use case so far if they was talking about the land in this Sa'unk instance right here. When we see they got some people, so we got more evidence that they're not talking about land because they bring life to people. Then they repeat the phrase and they bring life to some more people.
Now, hold on. Right there. Has anyone objected that they ain't talking about pot, whatever that is, pot people, or
they cannot object to that. It ain't no room for objection. You feel me? Like, that word is only used to say people. See, Kemet is used to say a lot of other things. So pot is like used to say different classes of people a lot of the time.
Nobles, elites, and things like that. And they're breaking down different orders. So the first one is all the people, right? And then there's another one that's missing.
It's right here.
There's one that comes from another statement that comes earlier. I'll show it to you.
So here go 3 right here, and then there's one on another side of the text. I know what you're talking about. It says Kemet Kapresh.
Let me just check. Bring it up.
But just to be clear, this is 3 use cases on the screen, and then there's another one that is formed from that reconstruction. It's broken all off. But what we see in here, this is what we don't understand about this. He addresses each class of people in order of hierarchy. And just like Brother Reggie said, the divine people was the Kemet. So who
like, just imagine this. Who would kick off something without mentioning them that they people first?
Well, all of these is they people, but he mentioned them in levels of order.
Class.
So first he talking about the Kemet. Now he talking about the nobles and the dignitaries. These ain't just to be reconciled as patrons or regular people. If you look at the dictionary, we can see Pat says nobles. But the nobles is under the divine people. But then lastly, we got a lower, not lastly, because it's going to keep going. Now we got a lower class, the Reketi. The Requettes is like, they started off as being like northern foreigners, but then it just came to mean subjects or people. Then they keep going. Then they got the Bowmen. This is like they call them Bedouins, Auntiu, right? And so this is like the ones they don't even like, but they consider part of the faith. So how is this not about people?
Right.
In their world. So let me show you the other one where it begins real quick, and then host disabled print screen share.
Okay. So you about to I disabled something. Hold on, let me fix it. Make it so everybody can screen share, right?
Yeah, because we don't want Sat 12.
Go ahead.
12 and Eddie sharing nothing. They Sat 12, he was my dude. I like Sat 12, but he went too far. I figured it out. Trying to get me to say something against you. Okay. So here's the first case. So this Kemet was scratched.
That's on the other side. Is broken out, and they say, they can see half of the Kemet. Remember, it said Kemet compression.
Oh, that's why that line is in there like that. They only see half of it.
Yeah, I'm with that.
But look how strong this is, right? So now they're talking about the people. So now in this term, they say how the Egyptians, right? How the Egyptians rejoice at your strong arm. So the chosen people, for you have protected their traditions, right? That's a very strong statement. You're protecting their traditions. I'll stop sharing.
That's a good one.
But they're talking about people, and they're talking about the traditions of the people.
Well, let me show you something, bro. So this is a bunch of mistakes, and if somebody went to Wiki, they'll make a lot of mistakes on this. But you'll start hearing in the community, 9th dynasty. Nothing beat the 6th dynasty. Have you heard that before, Reggie?
That what?
That Kemet, we could find a Kemet going to the 9th dynasty.
The 9th dynasty, I haven't seen it. I've only seen it, the eloquent peasant and the instructions of Merikari. But I haven't seen it in the 9th dynasty. What came?
We do our research. Why?
So the thing about Smash is that, listen, you could spend an hour and 2 hours going through every case, right? And so luckily Smash has done most of the stuff, and he surprised me by flipping me with the demotic on talking about the man is changed to a bull, and the women have changed to even though they were talking about the creation of the universe, but they still said they anthropomorphized the people to so they weren't talking about like humans directly. In that case, they were talking about humans in the sky. But they were still, but anyway,
you're right.
So then I have to correct something.
Well, a lot of us do. But I want to show this just to whoop some wigs real quick. You see this?
Wait, I don't see. Okay.
Look at it closely and read all the good details from what you see there.
That's pretty wild.
Wait, let me get it. So he preserved Egypt, right? But they're using this term "bot."
But look at this though, Reggie.
He has shown goodness to this Kemet right here. And this Kemet,
look at that Kemet, Reggie.
I knew it in a foreign land. But this says why does it say the Roman period?
Now look, think about that. That lets you know how they looked at the black city. I'm telling you. Because look, the Romans is like, oh, now this black shit is foreign to us. We putting the throw stick on they black shit. This is what I'm saying, bro.
Wow. Yo, that was devastating. Because I'm over here looking at this throw stick like I ain't never seen this before.
Right, because
right on top of the land glyph like that.
See,
Right.
they claiming Kemet as they Bach. They got Egypt up there. So they're like, all right, that's ours. He who flooded Tamari. And it says his perfection has the goodness to Kemet. And they got a throw stick and a foreign land on there. Now, this is why I be saying, see, if we come to the late period and we try to see something, this is all in some Roman
But
period.
you said ninth, you said, where did you get, you said you was gonna show, well, first of all, what is this swastika thing right there?
Yeah,
What's
this
that?
is some, again, we're dealing with Roman, some Roman stuff. So that's another name. That's how they trying to say Tom Mary at this point.
Oh, okay, Tom Mary. Okay.
Yes. I mean, look, I don't even see that because what else
He
that's
said,
going
what
to
is
be?
this swastika?
Because
I'm
look,
like,
we
what?
got the Bach right here.
Yeah.
Right, that's really the Bob bird, but this is Uwachit, but they don't got Uwachit transliterated here. You notice that?
Right.
Or not nothing for that. So they got the Seju word, and then it goes straight to Bach. So they saying that this is all that, maybe, because that's the Bob bird. Look, this is late Egyptian. We don't even read this, even though they got all this other stuff. They just messed up the glyphs. But from their Roman mind state, they put a throw stick and the foreign lands on Kemet. Somebody can tell me why they did that. I ain't got no answer.
Well, if I was to take a wild guess,
Yeah, I would say what I said exactly.
If I'm gonna take a wild guess, I'm gonna say that at this particular period, they don't look at Egypt, because even though they are ruling it, they're still looking at it as a rule. They're ruling a foreign land.
Well,
I
they
mean,
called it that.
what do y'all think?
That's what they just called it.
Mm-hmm. They're ruling a foreign land, even though.
Now look at this one. Cleopatra now.
See, this is getting wild. Okay, that's another way to put Kemet. That actually looked like a crocodile tail.
But what's the context? Because I want to see if they don't have control of this black city. So what else?
We could get to that by going to the end of the Kemets and then doing it. Just go to the last number in the TLA, and then you'll start seeing some of these. But I just looking at how they rendered this with what looks more like a crocodile tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So to see that why would they do that? Unless the earlier rendition was out, the one they could see, they over there stealing at this point.
But look at this. Look how they tried to lie about this, and then look at what it really say in the glyphs.
That say Kemet.
No,
you got your mouse over that.
No,
that's
I know.
me.
What it say in the glyphs?
That says Kemu.
Exactly.
Kemu with the town determinative in the 3 strokes.
So what's up with Kemu, right? I thought.
So now they're doing the fruit land. They're doing the arrow.
But Kemu don't mean fruit land, because remember, if they're gonna put a "u" on the end of Kim, we know the grammar, man. They turning that to one who is black. And but they saying how he is bitten while he is far from the fruit land. Nah, but you gotta see, what is this Kimmel? Why is it away from what it says? Kimmel Egypt is Kimmel Egypt. Well, we found the other rendition where they put the Kimmel and they put the man behind it. You feel what I'm saying? And they put the divinity behind it. But at least I want us to note that this say Kimmel here.
Yes, that is correct. And that but the only problem is it's well, no, this is the 21st dynasty.
Yeah, this dynasty 21. I'm going to different attestations of new things I found.
This 21st dynasty, so now we're still in the Black Egypt before the Saints.
Now we need to see some more Roman shit. I want to see if they keep that up, because man, to me that's kind of like a checkmate. Even more than what's already going on. Because if they see that when they start putting the land determinants on it when they were in control, that means something.
Oh, so I just think Ta and Kemet. People don't think Ta and Kemet means anything. They say so what? I
They
think
say
that kind of.
TU, right?
Oh well, no, it had something after it. See, that's a U after it. UT. It looked like a Kemet to U, but it's not.
Oh, it got to be together.
Yeah, it ain't got hyphen next to it. So they questioning whether this says something about finishing.
So that one got
Now
a
listen.
canal glyph behind it.
This makes me crazy because they know that this says red linen, but they don't want the Kim right before it to say nothing about black, even though they know about the dichotomy between black and red. But it ain't gonna say the black of the red linen. But they know the finishing because the complete of the red linen don't make no sense. But it says Kepper Kim. Now look at this Kim. This is what I'm laughing at, y'all. Do y'all see that with the canal glyph?
It got a land. Yeah, it's got a canal glyph in it.
Why they told y'all the canal glyph had something to do with land and water when you see it next to the Kemet? Huh? Why they told you that? 26th dynasty. We just right after them to hearken them. I mean, but this ain't Middle Egyptian. But nevertheless, y'all see the Kim with the N23?
Yes.
So they asking right here, does it mean finishing? But let's trip off of this and let's use our brains. The word red is in juxtaposition to it. And we're in a civilization that always contrasts red and black. So why are they not considering this Kim to say something about black? They got Kepper Kim. This means that Ra. So Ra, that is Kepper Kim. What are they talking about?
Yeah, I mean, we can read the glyphs. What does it say? It says,
Yeah. It says Ra, that is. So this is an A to B construct. Therefore, that means Ra is like Kepper. So they're saying Ra, this is. Now, if they're transferring Kepper as an occurrence. So they're saying this means, they're getting the means out of Kepper somehow. That Ra, and then the finishing they're getting out of this Kim here. I don't know about that. And they don't either because they put a question mark. But if this is an A to B construct, that'll be Middle Egyptian where
where do they get the red linen?
A is B, right? No, B is A. So Ra, that is changing or creating or Kepper to black. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what's going on? Of the red linen. Like, I see black and red.
Shit. I mean, excuse me, Kepper is black. I mean, most dung beetles are black, so I don't understand. I don't know what's going on here. Why are they putting black off in this sentence?
No, they got the finishing, let's be clear. But what I'm proposing is, look, don't we know black and red in ancient Egyptian always go right after each other? And if they got a word that they don't know and it look like it say black, and then you got red right next to it, why are they not proposing that this could possibly say something about the black there?
No, I think because they're not talking about inhabitants, so it's only contrasted when it has to do with inhabitants.
Yeah, okay, so you won't find black and red in contrast on pottery?
Not if they're being specific.
Well, the pottery the black and red pottery has a contrast. I'm not trying to go far off the ball, but there is a contrast of black and red that ain't dealing with the people.
Right, but all pottery is not red and black.
Yeah, you're right. Well, right. Okay, so do you think this is right, that this means that Ra, the finishing of the red linen material occurred before his arm could descend? Maybe.
No, but where do they get red finishing, the red linen material?
Yeah, so that's this term, ines. So it's a word that you'll encounter in some type of coffin text. It is the red linen material that has to do with the god Sutek, the red one. So they call him Jasherti, and then he has this material in front of a house of red linen. If we look, there'll be other texts. If we look up this ins, this JNSJ word, right? And so that's what they're kind of referring to. But I didn't do too much with this. I just wanted to save it because it had the canal glyph, and I wanted us to see that this ain't got nothing to do with it say riparian. Do it like
Don't say that.
Exactly. It ain't got nothing to do with that. They wondering if theirs mean complete. The one that they be using, they wondering if do this mean finished. And I'm pretty sure they never seen this one because they never cited it in none of their books.
They don't use the TLA, so.
There go Brother Reggie. Okay, let me see. Yeah, but I mean, you know, I'm about to shut it down and probably. I wanted to do the presentation with due diligence tonight, maybe 9 o'clock. Hey, what you doing on House of Consciousness? When you going on?
I don't know. I mean, is there a game tonight? Because if there's a game tonight, I would probably play an ASCAC. I need a $20 donation. You know, I don't get a lot of donations, so I need $20. So I'll do a 4-hour video, two hour. I ain't doing no more 4-hour videos, 2-hour videos, and get $25, $30.
Oh, GUB. Okay. When I talked about that other text, can y'all see this? I said GubRun, right? And that GUBRON. Now look at what they say about the other Kimus that's in the Kahu Papyrus. They don't even know. Look at this, number 8. You see that Kimu? Mm-hmm. And then you see they got a Ra over that, but they got a question mark next to it. And it says, in the parallel 118, the Kim looks more like a sh. What? But this is what he's talking about. He's saying he don't know what this Kimu means at another portion in the text, which is the same. This is the, look. You see they talking about the black and the red here? But that's just a coincidence. But it's the same text that we've been scrutinizing where they're talking about Kemet with the people glyph. And so I'm like, maybe they will figure out that some of these Kimus with this divinity next to it has more to do with some of the other Kimus with the divinity next to it that we've seen where they're talking about a certain group of people. But whatever, I ain't forcing it. I just seen
the black god. Or the black god.
Yes, sir. I'm about to make me something to eat though. And they still don't want to address them cattle.
No.
The wind juice.
Yeah, they're done. They're done. Their orientation is off. And nobody respects them. And then there's another thing, Smash, on another side that I was looking up where they say that Bitter Lakes. They say that Bitter Lakes is a confusion. It's not, that's not Kim Ware. It's really the X5 glyph. Did you hear about that?
Who said that?
Well, we need the primary to see, but we've been thinking that the Bitter Lakes, the so-called Bitter Lakes, was Kim Ware, and it may not be.
Oh yeah, the Bitter Lakes might be another location. You're right.
But it may not have a Kim in it.
Oh, that'll be cool.
Right.
Yeah, that'll mean they wasn't talking about no damn Bitter Lakes then, right?
Right, had nothing to do with water.
So y'all see this one?
Which one?
I know you've seen it before.
Let me just catch up. It's the sacred bull, Mutef. Right? Oh, Mutef.
Oh, you read, just look at the underlined part.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that one, yes, that one I've seen, that's the God, Kimmy.
Somebody said they sent you a donation on your PayPal. Shout out to John Nix for always contributing.
So hold on, you saying that's Kimmy, but how? Oh, wait a minute, that's an owl, because that was what was throwing me off.
Well, when you see an owl, yeah, that's an owl, but that's Kimmy.
Yeah, it looked like that bird that mean bad news or something, but no.
Notice this. We see the hieroglyph here, so it'll make you think they talking about Osiris, but they're not. Because you can use Kimmy just to talk about any black man or any black nature. So right here,
a black man before he was Osiris.
Look at the top.
Say men.
Exactly. So that since men is black, they calling him Kimmy.
Okay, and then who is that up at the top right there, Smash? That's Ka somebody? No, to bury the first line.
That's talking about the Kabul. You shouldn't say Kemet, just Kamut.
Kamut, the mother of the bull.
It looked
Yeah, okay,
like
I
it's
see the
like
moot
Kamut
symbol.
Of
F.
his mother.
Is that an F at the bottom? Kamut F? Yeah, that look like Kamut F.
Full of his mother.
Yeah, it says
He-
Kenti, and then but that Kenti got like a little cow face on it.
Is that another Kim? Yeah, is that another Kim after the Kenti?
No, that ain't a Kim. That looks like the side of a cow face.
Oh, yeah, okay, I see it. It's
So
small.
it's like Kenti, and then it says I mean Sheket, you know, like it's a few ways you can say that field, but it's like Sheketi, like a field.
Oh, like
Sheket,
the reeds.
Sheket F, his field. So he the foremost of the fields or something. But yeah, but now and then they talking about upon something about again with them horns again.
Upon his
Exactly.
horn.
Yep,
Oh, in
exactly.
the midst, right.
It is missed, so you feel me? Yeah, but we was looking at this Kimmy. Now watch this. Now who they talking about now? We got why they always putting the hieroglyph? I don't even get it. So do they think that the Kimmy, the black Osiris with the hieroglyph is unrelated to Egypt? Kemet? Like is he
That's
not
what they
related to Kemet?
That's what they think, but they haven't done the work. So they're just trying to be authoritative voices, and they're wrong.
So would they mount an argument that this is unrelated to Egypt? I mean, like unrelated to Kemet, the word.
That's what they do.
That'd be crazy.
That's what they do. So first of all, if you got a god named Kim, that's on the hierarchy, right? The god, and the god Kim, and then it's the people and the cows. They're all related, so you can't make a non-relationship between the black god Kimmy, right, and then the people in the sacred black cattle.
So hold on, Reggie. Who is this black the Kimmy? Who is he? Now what dynasty does he come about? And what is his relation to? Because most of them like related to water or something like that.
No, what do you mean water?
Shem
Yeah. You said they have a god named.
He related
Kimmy
to the
or
bull.
Yeah.
That's that's what he.
That's Abku. That's the Abkui text.
Now
right?
look at
That's
this.
the dynasty.
I told Jonathan Winterman that what he said would occur wouldn't.
Yep, Kemet.
Oh,
Yeah, it says Kim Wets. He said you find he said you find an ooh chick after the T. I'm like, huh? When you gonna find that? That's gonna break the grammar. You gotta put the number closer to the root than the gender.
And then they have a stroke. Is this interesting?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to show this whole thing. This is crazy, huh? Kim Wets. So we got to reconsider whether this is to be looked at how, because if they don't want to act like that chick there means something about plurality, then it got to go to changing it to the word class to a different type of a word, which will be like one who is black. That's why they be saying the black one.
He would say the abstract.
Exactly. So this would make it the black one, and this is why certain scholars translate it that way.
So that which is black. But
not that which is, because this is changed from that which is. I think this will be made into the one if we put the ooh. The T will help you say that which is. But when you put a ooh chick on it, you can change it. It basically would make it like a predicate. It would make it like, I don't want to say that wrong. It would make it like probably a participle. But what I mean is like one who is that. So this is why Sandro Calpochichi, I don't want to say his name, but certain other scholars besides him translate it as the black one. But this, because this ain't going to be plural.
Or associated with the black
If you make that plural, it's going to be the black ones. But how you going to make it anything else? I mean, so
Oh, why don't you on the next show, won't you pick it up? I'm tired. I gotta go.
Word up.
Something too.
I'm gonna just keep looking at a few of these, and then I'm gonna let the show go. Put the show down. What you
All
seen?
right.
You seen these?
I went through all of them. Did I read all of them?
But look at
All,
that.
which
So
one?
now this is an instance where we got an Uchik after the T, right? And we got a Kemet with a 049, and these is written right next to each other. So there's multiple ways that we can read this. If we think this says ek,
You give,
huh?
something, uh,
If we think this says Kemet, or Kemet Kim 2, we have to talk about it. But this will be the one instance that.
so what does the German say? Right click on the
Oh, I can
German.
do that, but here's the thing: I have to go find it inside of Google because if I do that, I'm on my computer right now, so
Oh, okay.
I'm not online. Now, one thing we know that this Uchik shouldn't be behind the T unless this is a Kemet to you right here, right? Like Winterman was saying, he would find with the reed leaf off of it a Uchik, but then this basically the number always needs to be closer to the root.
Okay, that's it for me. I'm tired. I've been out all day.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good. I'll be
All
right
right,
here.
peace, brother Reggie.
Yeah.
Peace.
We got another tie in Kemet, and it's about to be off of me too.
Right on. So I'm gonna let you finish it out, Smash. I'm gonna roll out. I'll be in the chat.
Yeah, that's what's up. And here go another one right here. Look. Yeah, I'm gonna close out the Zoom. So I'm bringing these up for us to analyze and talk about, right? Because of the way we understand this term. There's only a few ways to address this W here. Either it's changing the class of the word, or either it's just marking number. If this is supposed to be a singular term, this is not holding the space of the 3 strokes because of the way they wrote this out, it appears. Kim Wet and not like a Kemet with 3 chicks on it. But I'd like to talk about it later, and I ain't tripping. I'll holler at y'all. Thanks for the contributions to the show, and thanks for always making it pop. Appreciate y'all. And I'm going to be up out of here. Peace.